till about, 29 years back. And I used to wonder that these guys who are sitting here with all these grey and black hair have a lot of knowledge. Then when I entered industry, I started with an IT company which I never knew was going to become such a big company. That was Wipro Infotech. We used to operate from Azim Premji's house, trying to make, till that time we were selling vegetable oils. And we were trying to make computers which would go for the industry. So the computer that we came out was a 386 based computer, which used to be costing in lakhs and lakhs of rupees. The power which I have on the mobile today is probably 10 times more. The storage is 10 times more, it is 10 times faster. So I have lived in a very, very interesting times. From a time when we used to be totally technology illiterate, I would call myself, which I am still, to a time where we're seeing it everywhere. And when Mr. Sunil Pandey, who was after me, insisting that you have to come, I told him, listen, I'm from HR. I have no clue about technology, how it works. He said, no, you have to come. I said, okay, what do I do? So he said that, okay, you focus on two things, how technology is transforming this human resources space. And secondly, what the students of IT, you could give them some perspective. So in the next 10 minutes, what I'd like to do is I'll try to give you a trailer of how IT is being used in the function where I've worked for now close to 30 years. That is the field of human resources. How it is impacting it in a good way, and also it is also having a very adverse effect. So I would like to be the cat among the pigeons by telling you what we should not be doing with technology when it comes to human beings or our human resources. And secondly, I like to use 5 to 7 minutes of my time to give some perspective to the students who are sitting here as to industry, what would make you really, really wanted by the industry. Let's say that. Because whenever we used to enter, when I entered Pilani, our focus was that after 4 years, where we are going to get placed. So that goes on in every engineer's mind, every management graduate's mind, or you're doing your BCAs or MCAs. So that would be very crucial. So those two things I would like to touch upon. So when we started in industry, in the human resources or a T-based core systems on computers, where we started storing the history of employees. People said, wow, you're doing good. Now you can tell the average age of the company, you can tell what is the number of people department-wise. So in HR, it came to from salary slips, it came to making some kind of raw analysis, which today you could do it on and the larger organization would buy PCs for doing very, very basic analysis in HR. Then came the third phase in HR, where you had this personal information systems, PINs, or Ramco, Wipros, HCLs, they launched their HR systems, which were actually integrating 2 or 3 aspects. They would have the human resource information linked to generating certain reports, linking it to your settlement procedures, linking it to keeping of training records. But again, it was more or less record keeping. I would say it was glorified record keeping. Then currently, we are in that phase where we are implementing things like Cornerstone on Demand through a cloud computing, or Success Factor through a SAP kind of a thing. That is again where we are trying to interface recruitment, talent management, succession planning. But to a large extent, what I feel, technology is still being used in a reactive mode. We are using in the field which I belong to, that is HR, I would feel that it is being used more as a reactive tool. Okay, you will do an exit analysis after the guy is left. So what? So I, as an HR practitioner, would want people to be coming out with what I call as reactive technologies or predictive technologies. Now you can do a lot of big data computing, you could have a lot of algorithms for HR analytics going around. But I would like to predict 6 months in advance which are the guys who are going to leave. And technology, yes, can use a lot of historical data, a lot of your modeling, hypothesis, and you can actually come out with it, which we have done in my current company because we deal with people who are sourced globally. Those guys may be sitting somewhere in Australia, somewhere in France. I can't afford to lose one person. So we are using technology currently for 2% accuracy. But you have spent 80% of your time. So I would see a lot of these powerful technologies being used for doing some meaningless analysis. I would say that as engineers, we need to have